introduce yourself, please, and we'll say a few words about yourself.
Alright, so I'm Morgane Jaffry and I'm French. I come from Brittany in France, and I'm a teacher. I'm a French teacher, languages teacher.
Is it your first time in Russia?
Yes, it's my first time in Russia. It's been 3 months now that I'm here, and I'm loving it.
Did you have any stereotypes before you came to Russia? What did you expect to find here?
Before I came to Russia, I had in mind big fur coats and big shapkas, big hats, fur hats, and probably because of the cold weather that you expect from Russia. Buildings, blocks of buildings, quite grey buildings, and men drinking vodka. That was my stereotypes before I came to Russia.
So, did those stereotypes prove to be right?
Well, about the fur coats, yes, they do exist. Again, today I saw loads and loads of varieties of fur coats and many amazing hats, so that's very true, and it's starting to be very cold now. But when I arrived in September, and in October the weather was glorious, so that was a bit different. Big sunshine and quite warm actually, so it changed a bit. And then I saw the architecture was very, very different than what I was expecting. I saw so many variation in the buildings, new buildings, older buildings, amazing churches that I couldn't really think of before coming here. And vodka, well, it's true. Russian men drink vodka, but maybe not as much as I was thinking.
Now it is November, so how hard is Russian winter? Is it really that scary?
It's not too bad. I mean, it was minus 14 degrees today, I saw on a board, and as long as you're wrapped up and you don't play silly with, you just have the right shoes, the right hats, the right coat, it's okay. It's not that bad, I think.
Do you see many people from France here?
Not that many. I think all in all I can count around 15 to 20 people that I've met or know of that are French in Yekaterinburg. So it's not that many if you consider to the overall population, but still a small community.
Are there any French restaurants here?
Not that I've heard of, but I know there are some bakeries. There are 3 French bakeries in the city center with a moustache as a logo, and they actually do pretty nice croissants and all other delicacies.
What have been missing here? French food, French drinks. Have you been missing anything here? For example, some American friends say that they miss here Dr. Pepper, but now we have Dr. Pepper, burritos, tortillas, typical American food, right?
Typical American.
So, what have you been missing here?
I've been missing cider a lot. I couldn't find it in the shops, and so it's not really, it's a bit French from Normandy, and it's surely because I was living in England before. Cider on a Friday night was the custom, and that's what I've been missing maybe a bit.
What would you recommend your French friends if they decide to come here? What would you recommend to see, what experiences to have, where to go, where not to go?
I probably would recommend them to go to Lake Chartage, I'm not really good with names, and to go to the church, I don't know the name either, where the Tsar and his family were murdered, and to the border of Europe and Asia. That's probably the main things that you have to do when you're in Yekaterinburg. And and take the tram. I like taking the tram, and I think it's a good. You can see so many people in the tram. It's a good cultural mix, and you can go around the city quite easily with the tram.
Do you feel safe here, in Russia and in Gothenburg in particular?
Yes, I do feel safe. I don't have any problem at all concerning safety since I've arrived. I feel as safe in Yekaterinburg as I feel safe in a European city.
Do you feel comfortable as an English speaker and as a French speaker? Are there any problems with that?
Yeah, no, there is no problem. I can't speak Russian, and that's a shame. But I felt very welcomed and greeted by smiles with people, even when I was not understanding what they were telling me, and I was just miming a lot, and there were no problem. I felt very welcome, and they were trying their best to explain what they wanted me to do or what I wanted them to do for me, and it was no problem at all.
Well, finally, coming back to Russian winter, would you like to give a word of warning to Europeans, to your compatriots from France? How should they prepare themselves in winter, should they choose to come at this time of the year?
Well, yes, they can come at this time of the year, obviously, but if they need good shoes, good coat, a good hat, and like lots of jumpers and warm clothes, and they'll be fine. But like I say quite often, I see these Russian women with high heels and amazing shoes, and I don't know how they do to walk on ice, but they still manage to do it. And so maybe you can try the high heels, but for the women, obviously. But no, they can come here in winter. It'll be great.
Morgane, merci beaucoup.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.